Kwaba, greetings and welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana. Yes, hope you have had a great morning this morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Happy Africa Day to you. Happy Africa Day to me. Happy Africa Day to all of us. What a great day it is to be African. I wouldn't have it no other way. Wouldn't have it any other way. Hope everything is going well for you. Hope you feeling your best African self today. Hope you are moving forward and progressing in the things that you're doing positively, moving in truth, justice, righteousness, reciprocity, harmony, balance, and divine order. These are the 7 laws that we can get started with each other as African people, and we'll be great. We'll be on our way. Things will go well. Just trust in yourself as an African god or goddess. The spirit of the creator is inside of you, and you are a manifestation of your whoever you are right here on earth. Understanding your power is the main thing that you have to do, and indulging into your culture is your savior as of now. It's nothing else that's going to save you any more than your Africanness and your culture, knowing who you are, where you come from. It's just an honor to be here today. We have been waiting for some time to do this live and to have a great opportunity to have a collaboration with Dr. Gina Paige of African Ancestry.com. Okay, if you don't know about African Ancestry, please be sure to go and check it out. As soon as you can, go ahead and go and check African Ancestry out right now. If you don't know about Dr. Gina Paige, Dr. Kittles at African Ancestry, we're so proud to be with them today. We take great pride in this tool to learning yourself and creating the best self-identity that we know how. We're using the tools that the Creator and the ancestors have given our people to make things a little bit easier for us to answer many questions that have gone on for generation and generation, and to dot some I's and cross the T's about who we are, exactly where we came from, and what it has to do with the greatness of us as African people. So I'm just excited that we are having Dr. Gina Paige on here today. It's a long time coming. We love African Ancestry. You remember, this is one of the only one of the documentations that we truly endorse. One of the African centered documentation that we feel is very necessary in our transformation. We have gone through life many years. Our ancestors have gone through many trials and tribulations while they were here, fighting for their freedom and fighting for us, the future generations, to get to this point where we will know exactly who we are through this innovative scientific methods to give us the answers that we've been needing. So we're just excited. Get excited about being African. Get excited about knowing these things. Get excited about African ancestry. Share it with your family. Do it for your family. If you're a male, you can do it for your mother and your father's side. Okay. If you can do that for your family and answer the questions, because you carry the X and the Y chromosome. And I'm not going to go straight into this, but Dr. Gina Paige can help you understand it more when she comes. Also, we want to go ahead and let you know about our water initiative fundraiser that we're doing. Our streamathon is coming up very soon on Sunday, November the 15th. We'll be going from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., raising the necessary funds to get these atmospheric water generation machines to Africa. It is a must that we participate and understand how these machines will change our lives. A lot of us have been wondering, what should I do? What can I do to contribute to the homeland? What can I do to contribute to making things happen on the continent in a big way? What can I do to show that I support Africa, that I support the homeland, that I appreciate being a part of this day and time, being alive and well? What shall I do? Well, here it is. We got the answer as to what we should be doing. We should be investing in these 2 atmospheric water machines, this hydrating technology that Mr. Moses West, who we have taken very close to, is the founder and creator of these machines. Now, we can't get any better than this. We got African owned, African made machines that is changing the face of the water supply out of thin air. Who can ask for anything better than this? This is nothing that we should hesitate about. It's nothing that we should just take our time on. Is definitely something that we can use to change our lives. Okay, we got to understand that we have got to be the people that we are looking for in this lifetime, and we know that water is essential to life. And you can run these machines by solar, by generator. He's scaling it down right now to make this machine a household name, and we're just excited about that. You'll be able to have this machine in your home just as you have your refrigerator, your stove. You will be able to have this water technology that will create water out of thin air, just as long as you're in a climate that is conducive to it. If you're not, you better be getting ready to do so, because we don't know what's going to be going on in the future, how things are going. We have to be smart and go ahead and dedicate ourselves to being a part of this groundbreaking experience and donating as much as we can to this water machine to help us reach our goal and bring not 1, but 2 of these machines to the continent. I mean, what else can you ask for? I'm telling you, this is like the life. Okay, make sure you take your time and you go on and you look at the machines and you research them yourself. Okay, if that makes you feel more comfortable before giving in a way where we will have these machines on the continent, go ahead and do so. We want you to investigate, research. Understand that it is our life that we have to be in control of. Water is essential to life, okay? And we need water every day. And can you imagine having to go and fetch water on a daily basis, walking 2 or 3 miles, or even driving? If you had to do it every day and you didn't have running water in your household, okay, we see what times that we're in right now. Who knows what tomorrow will bring? We have got to go ahead and start supporting this brother with these machines so he can scale these machines down like we need them to be and make them a household name so that we can get these machines in our homes. Okay. Moses West has perfected and continues to perfect this technology, whereas we won't have an inkling of a problem where we will be able to run these machines for our family. Okay, so let's look forward to that. Good to see everybody here. Love everybody that's in the house. Bliss B. Greetings, family. Happy Africa Day. Yes, my love. Greetings, everybody. Yaya Bay, Miss Grace. Hey, everybody. Balanta Queen. Kwaba LMBLIG family. Hi. Hugs and to the kings and queens, everybody. Justine is here. Jumbo family. Much love to everybody that is here. Love how we come in and just love on one another as soon as we get here. Anja Africa is here. Blessings. Greetings, everyone. Annette Lewis. Yaya Bay said, Aqua Woman, how are you, my sister? Yes. Doing great. Everybody should be drinking their water. After our first streamathon, we should be drinking plenty of water. Okay, we raising our levels of water, and we're raising our awareness of how much water our body really needs. Okay, we're gonna have more about that on our streamathon on Sunday. Okay, thank y'all all. Stefan, I'm here. I'm not Frankfurt, Germany. Hey, Karen, Mother Seal, Miss Grace, everybody that is here. Greetings, Chrissy G. Hey, Felicia Brown is in the house. Greetings, beautiful African family. Sonovia Selquaba, my beautiful LMBLIG family. Greetings to you, Queen Future. RIP to the Honorable former President Jerry John Rawlings. Yes, Mr. Rawlings is an ancestor now. He was the former president of Ghana uh, in the late 90s, early 2000s. I read the article this morning. Matter of fact, I woke up to it. Some of my Ghanaian family and diasporans that are living in Ghana sent me the information early this morning, and what a loss. Okay, what a loss. Respect, future, and power. Much love to you, Justine. Who are you? In my Lion King voice. I'm Balanta from Guinea-Bissau and Mandinka from Senegal. Find out your lineage beyond colonization. Black owned and will not sell your DNA. www.africanancestry.com. Wow, that is beautiful. Thank you, Balanta Queen, for that. That sounds so wonderful to hear that. Okay. Yes. All right. Good to have you all here. Maha family, I hope you're feeling your best African self the way I am. Dr. GINA Paige is a marvelous guest. We can't wait. Okay. We cannot wait. Yes. Be a part of this groundbreaking journey, bringing fresh water to the continent. Do you know how far some of our family have to walk for travel for fresh water? Okay. Make sure you go ahead and donate to $ OTA Water, which is our cash app. All right. Jack Queen is in the house. Hey, Jack Queen. Much love to you, Aquaba family. Great to see everybody here. Yes. Greetings, greetings. Bijorno, greetings. How are you, my love? Great to see you. Good to have everybody that is here. Much love to all the family. Y'all just, I'm having too much fun out here. Yes, that is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Cosmic Groove is here. Peace and love from Arizona. Everybody that is here, we are so proud to have you. And we know that this is our time as African people to move forward. Let's go forward with our love. As African people, we got to love on one another to bring ourselves up. I'm so at peace, no more stress, just loving on the children here. Jacqueline, congratulations for making your way back to the motherland. Global Green Books at Blessings family, listening from the plantation. Greetings, LMBLIG family. Kwaba, the savvy entrepreneur. Madasi. Yo, everyone. Hello, family. Pray for us. We lost a great man. A man makes Ghana great. Yes, former President John J. Rawlings. Uh, huh? Jerry John Rawlings will be sorely missed. All right. Great to have y'all here. Thank you for checking in, and make sure to push that like button on your way in, everybody. All right. And with no further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our beautiful guest today. Yes, now they look like, hey, Power is here. Y'all say hey.
What's up, good people? What's up, my good people?
Yes, we are Power and Future. This is your first time here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Living My Best Life in Ghana. Yes, so let me go with this. Everybody, this is a great day for us. We had a pep rally a few weeks ago before we were expecting Dr. GINA to come on before, but we made it into an African Ancestry pep rally, and we talked about our test and all our DNA that we had done and where we came back that we found out we were from. And, Power and I talked about our test and how we documented everything, the whole step, and videoed everything, and we did a video on where we thought where we was from, but
that was crazy. You was so off.
You was off too. You was off with me, okay? But yeah, but we want to talk about how we want to salute this innovative and groundbreaking research through African Ancestry and the co-founders, Dr. GINA Paige and Dr. Kittles. They have really changed the world as we know it by executing a random act of flyness that we call this today. Okay, random act of African flyness. Right. And we're so grateful and honored to do this collaboration with Dr. Paige. She will show us how far she's come with this groundbreaking science, and how African Ancestry is really helping our community, African people all around the world that need to know these answers. I never thought that I would be able to find out exactly where I was from. And I know I wasn't trusting. We was not trusting of these different companies that came up. We was like, But when African Ancestry came up, we was like
bam.
So
no questions to be asked.
Nothing to ask, nothing else to talk about. We did our research and it's been on ever since. We are proud to know exactly where we came from, and we're going to talk about it and let our Dr. GINA Paige let you know exactly how this test and this science can work for you. Without further ado, I introduce to some and present to others, Dr. GINA Paige of AfricanAncestry.com.
Thank you. Thank you for that intro. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing great. It's so awesome to have you here.
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you guys are definitely a cheer squad. There's a lot of energy over there. It's it's rainy and gray here. I'm like, oh, it's on and popping over there. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to get to talk to you.
Oh, it's our pleasure too. It's an honor because we did our test back in 2019. I did my matriarchal side, and my husband.
Yeah, we both did our
matriarchal side.
And I told my uncle, Dr. Paige, my father's brother, about the situation. So, you always got that one uncle or one auntie that's always 100% African. And that's my Uncle Charles. So I told Uncle about it. I was like, Uncle, look, you got to go to AfricanAncestry.com, man. You got to check out the brothers and sisters, man. They got something going on. He was like, okay, nephew. Because, he's in LA. So he's like, okay, nephew, I'm right on it. So he called me back. He had sent the test out before he even called me back. Got his results back, but I'm going to get in there later on. So go ahead. Because it was too exciting for me.
Yeah, we was like kids in the candy store, Dr. Paige. When we got our test back, we did a reveal party. We didn't open our package up right away. We did a reveal party. We called a lot of our friends. Those that were supposed to be there, they showed up. We bought refreshments. We made a nice little intimate party, and we did our reveal, and we was flipping and tripping and jumping all over the place when we got our results. So, yeah, just before we give our results, I'm sure you gave them to us, but and you're going to be able to tell us more and more about our background, but let's give us a little history on how you guys came up with this awesome science and this works that we praise every day.
Well, I have to give the credit to my business partner and our co-founder, Dr. Rick Kittles. This was really his dream, the result of his dream. He basically wanted to know where he was from. And when he realized that he was able to figure that out for himself, he started doing even more research. And when the community found out that it was possible, they basically demanded that he make it available to them. And so just like with many things, it started out of a personal desire, a personal question that he wanted answered. But because he shares the sensibilities of Black folks around the world, Siri's trying to participate in this conversation for some reason. But because he shares the sensibilities, it became clear very quickly that it was something that a lot of Black people wanted to know. So I say that the community created African Ancestry, and we just kind of followed their lead. For me to come to it, I came to it from a business perspective. So I'm not a geneticist. I'm not a researcher. He had the research, and I had the skills to commercialize his research to make it available to all of us.
Right, that's the African team right there, because y'all like the ultimate
the ultimate
1-2 punch,
dream
like
team,
for real.
okay?
That's serious business.
Wait.
Serious.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
I can't hear you.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see.
Okay.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear? Can you hear? 1 2 1 2 testing 1 2 3 testing 1 2 3 testing 1 2 testing 1 2 testing.
How about if I'm gonna come back in, okay?
Okay,
go
that's
out
fine.
and come back in.
Okay,
that's fine. Wow, right when we get started, here you go. Here you go. All right. Hey, Dr. Gina Paige, thanks so much. Can results be emailed? People are getting their results emailed, okay? Yeah, so we're going to have her right back. Congratulations on getting your place, Jaqueen. 100% Gabon. Oh, Bamba tribe. Yes. Congratulations. We love you, Dr. Paige. If it wasn't for you, I would have never known that I'm from Chicago, Illinois. Much love. Thank you very much. I cried and rejoiced finding out who I really am. Let's see if everything is working okay. Is it still out? You might want to try your cell phone. I don't understand. I don't know why, but you are clear on this side. Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, testing 1 2
check,
1.
Check.
Oh,
let's see here.
Testing 1 2 testing. Testing 1 2. Oh.
Thanks for the love, everybody. I want to be able to hear you, and I don't know what happened. Siri jumped in and
you probably have to
messed everything up.
Yeah, that's what happened because she heard us at first. Let me tell her to disconnect.
All my sound settings are
series.
Okay.
How you spell it?
It's
I think it keeps trying to.
Siri.
Yeah, you have to disconnect because that's what happened. She could hear us at first, and soon as that came in. Yes. So beautiful, so beautiful. We hear both of you.
I don't know what to do.
Check your Bluetooth.
Disconnect Siri. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I don't know how to disconnect Siri.
Check. That's what it's gonna be. It's series is interrupting the flow. Select your preferred output.
These are off.
Oh my goodness. Check output, go to preferences.
All right.
Go to preferences. Check output.
Settings.
All right, we're doing doing some tech behind the scenes, y'all. Be patient. Select your preferred output. Okay, I'm putting in what you putting in, Justine. I'm putting in the private for Dr. Paige.
I got it. Shut Siri off. I'm gonna come back in one more time.
Okay. What happened? All right, everybody. We working on getting it resolved. I hope that series is still can't hear. It's your series. It's got to be series because Siri. Huh? Siri. It's got to be that because soon as it popped up, that's when it went out.
I can't hear anything.
Man. Siri is agent. Soon as Siri popped up, is a Karen. Hit the like button, family. Be patient with us. We can hear, y'all can hear us, but Dr. Paige cannot hear us. Okay? I want to probably ask her to go to her cell phone. You use your cell phone instead.
I think this might be it.
All right. Patience, my family. I'm very happy about you couples. I really need such people in my kingdom moving forward with development, and I have a bunch of ideas to share.
I can hear you. I got it. Woo! Okay, all right. Woo!
Get it done.
Shout out to all the African Ancestry family members that are on here. I love it. I love it. Thank you for all the suggestions. I figured it out. I don't know how.
Yes, you did.
Here we are. We're not gonna let the internet stop us.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, we got a little delay. I think you got more than one source on. So it's causing an echo.
Oh my goodness.
And you might want to try to turn your volume down a little bit. I'm going to turn mine down some. Check. Yeah, still there.
Okay, I'm going to try one more thing. Okay. I'm going to need to use my phone and see how that works.
Okay. All right, family. We got the sound back. Dr. Gina Paige will be right back. Hey, family, greetings, Dr. Paige. So happy I finally received my ancestry results. Drum roll, please. She be of the Tekar people of Cameroon.
Oh,
your power is cousins.
I knew it. I knew I was calling you cuzzo for a reason, and it's right on point.
Yep. We come from Africa, one continent, one Africa, one people.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dr. Paige. Yes, y'all so fly. Thank you, Tony. Yo, call Siri. Can Siri be disabled? Okay, we got that issue done. I wish all my doctors looked like Dr. Paige, African finest at its best. Yeah, it is.
Man.
Yes. All right, she gonna try on the phone. 2 browsers open, definitely with cause and echo. All right, let's see. Hey, everybody, greetings and welcome. We are having small difficulties, but we back on, okay? Ghana is mourning the death of J.J. Rollins.
Yes, I saw that earlier today, man. He'd be like a ton of bricks, man, because J.J. Rollins was one of them people. When I found out about him, I studied him. I studied him. I listened to all his speeches. We got a chance to see him. You know, we get a chance to shake hands with him, but he was in the same place. We got a chance to see him. We've been to Kumasi. They got a life-size statue of him, Kwame Nkrumah, one of the what's president's name? Akufo-Addo's descendants, and a bunch of people in front of this restaurant, like mall area, like life-size. But he was like a pilot and what do you call dude to jump out of the airplane? He was an awesome man.
All right, let's make sure. Let's see if we got back on. Okay. Hey,
I can hear you.
Okay, we on and popping now. It's awesome. Straight, clean connection now.
All right.
We good. Now, where we leave off?
Yeah, I want Dr. Paige to tell us a little bit about the beginning of African Ancestry and how this journey is going for her, doing such life-changing things for people all over the world. It went out again?
Okay, all right. So journey is the word. It has definitely been a journey. It has been over 17 years since Dr. Kittles and I started the company. And a lot has changed in the world in 17 years. A lot.
Oh, not a sound went out.
Is the phone connected to Siri?
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, man.
What is going on with this internet?
Is your speaker connected to Siri? Is your phone connected to Siri? Now we can't hear you.
That's crazy. That's all right. We're gonna keep getting it.
Much love, congratulations.
Getting it right.
Know where some of your 4,094 ancestors came from.
That's cold.
Yeah. I studied J.J. Rawlings too. He was a giant.
Man, don't play. T. Roy.
Yes.
Man. Then I got a chance to see his place too one time. We was out and about in the area, saw his place where he stayed at when he was president too.
All right, let's try again, y'all. We're gonna try again. We're gonna keep trying till we get it right. We gotta try till we get it right.
Ain't that a song?
Yes. Can you hear? Yay!
Bam, there we go. We working.
Okay.
We working.
So what I was saying was it's been quite a journey, and aren't we a resilient people? Yes, we are.
Yes. We are.
We've been in business for over 17 years, and a lot has changed over the past 17 years in business, in the world, in the way companies do business. And so, we've gone from having to convince people that they should want to know where they're from in Africa, and that using DNA is a possible way to get that answer, the only way really, to now having to justify ourselves versus our colleagues in the industry because their tests are cheaper. So it's been a whole journey, of with being in the business of being Black is what I'll say.
Right.
Before 2003, this was not possible. We made this possible. We're the only company that can give you the ethnic group and the present day country. And the other companies have bastardized our desire to know where we're from. They've bastardized the importance of our connection to Africa by thinking that they can just tell us we're some percentage from all these made up regions and that that's fulfilling. That's not fulfilling. What I've come to learn is that when you know the people and the place that you share ancestry with, it's a very different conversation. It's a very different perspective on life. We already know we're from Africa. We already know we're majorly African. That's not the question we are asking DNA to answer. What we want to know is what are the traditions and the practices and the values, and the beliefs, and all of that have informed who we are. We've got that DNA in our bodies. We're walking around with that DNA. And so I've become increasingly proud over the past 17 years. I've become increasingly tired over the past 17 years. But I have come to accept and respect that this is the role that I'm that I'm supposed to play for the community right now.
Yeah, it's an awesome road to Dr. We commend y'all on your work and everything that you go through. Don't think you go through it by yourself, because we got a whole lot of people. We rooting for you. We rooting for y'all to just keep going. That's why we tell people, because you know how Black folks are. Man, the tent's so expensive. Come on now. You're going to blow that in a weekend on a Friday before you even get to Saturday or Sunday. So why not spend it on liberating your whole entire genealogical line with that little money? Come on.
And you know, think about what we spend our money on. It really is a value proposition. People that say, oh, it costs so much, it's just not important to them. And that's okay. Because like you said, we spend more money than the $2.99 that African Ancestry charges on lots of things that have zero legacy to them. We spend it and it's gone. Or we spend it and we put it in the closet and we never use it. You know what I mean? So, but for those for whom it is valuable information, it then becomes, is that all? I thought it would be way more than that.
Right.
And the information, as you all know and have told everyone, that it's not just for you. So this is something that you're doing for everybody in your family, that you two have done for everybody in your family who comes from your maternal grandmother. And if your family's anything like mine, that's a whole lot of people.
Oh,
yeah, it is a whole lot.
Yes, serious.
T. Roy said, I paid for one, waited 2 years, and paid for another one. Everybody is talking about the African Ancestry style, very professional, and the only one I trusted. Love you, Sister Paige. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, Bay said.
Thank you so much. I love you back. This
I'm
is
always
all love. And you know, it's not just me. I have a whole team of people that helps to make this happen. You know, our customer service managers, our team in customer service, our team in data analytics, our team in fulfillment. Like every aspect of this is of the process that you go through has been touched by a Black person, and most likely a Black woman.
See,
yes.
That's what I'm
this
talking
is something
about.
that we do because we are committed, not just to have a job.
That's wonderful.
Belanta Queen said, who are you? In my Lion King voice. I'm Belanta from Guinea-Bissau and Mandinka from Senegal. Find out your lineage beyond colonization. Black owned and will not sell your DNA. www.africanancestry.com. We post this every day during our lives. We do this every day to promote African ancestry. We have just taken it upon ourselves because we know how much this test has changed our life, Dr. Paige. I mean, we have made ourselves honorary spokespeople for African ancestry. We boost this this science because we know that it really, really helps to fill in voids of generational ignorance, as well as just people that just did not know, did not have the access to this type of information, and how this has really changed. And you have something that you say all the time when you do your interviews that really touched me, and it really is the truth that you say we are the first victims of self-identity, the stolen identity theft.
We're the original victims of identity theft.
Yes.
Yes.
That is so true. And
we don't even know, like we've been living with it for so long that we don't even know that it exists. And that's what's so encouraging when I get to talk to people like you two and Yaya Bay and Belanta Queen and Evans and all of that, is all of you, is that, you know, it opens up your mind in a whole new way. You almost don't even know that you have the void or the extent to which the void exists until you feel it.
Yes.
And once you feel it, I've heard it put this way, it makes the experience of slavery in the United States tangible. Because then you actually realize that based on the DNA that I have right here, that connects me to somebody who came here hundreds of years ago.
Yes.
And so then it opens up even more questions about our existence and our identities, but it's a great foundational place to begin.
It really
And
is.
you know what? This science, it makes it seems like it opened up a time machine for us. You know how you can go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get your results, it's like it opens up the portal that you can travel back in time and really come to the place, the person that is the reason why you are alive today, so many hundreds of years later. That's why I love the science, because it's like nobody can touch it. I don't care who they are. DNA, all of the other ones, the fake ones, heritage, all of them. When I did the research, hands down, African Ancestry was the best option for African people. And we really should stop indulging and promoting and giving out monies because it's cheaper, $39, $49 for something that's of no value, that you still don't really know the answers to. Once you just giving them your DNA so they can create Frankensteins out of you later on.
So you're paying them to use your DNA later.
Right.
That's basically what you're doing. Now, I will say that, you know, we can't answer every question for Black people. Shout out to Troy Joseph. Thank you for sharing that I was courteous when you called. I'm always courteous.
Yeah, he talking about you all the time.
Thank you for acknowledging that. But what I was gonna say was that I forgot what I was going to say because I'm so flattered by Troy Joseph. I lost my train of thought. But it was, we don't answer all the questions that you may have as a Black person. We're not going to find your fifth and sixth cousin. Right. We're not the test for that. We're not going to give you health traits. We're not the test for that. And we're not going to tell you all the places in the world that you could probably be from. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. With all these different percentages, we are giving you very specific data that connects you to one branch of your family tree. And that's the DNA that you know for sure, unequivocally, is the exact same DNA today as it was 500 to 2,000 years ago. So if that's the
what's so exciting
answer, then that's who we are. But we're not going to tell you any of that other stuff.
See, that's what was so exciting to me, the details. Y'all have very intricate details. Like, I didn't know what a haplogroup was until I got my test back. And once I saw it, I said, okay, I need to start studying this. And I started looking at what haplogroups was and how people move and migrate, and how traces, basically, to keep it simple, traces of people are left as people migrated across the continent. That blew my mind. So I was like,
that's a great explanation. Can I use that? That's a
yeah, go ahead. Feel free.
Traces of people leave traces as they move
across the continent.
Because if you think about it, you know, I had like Professor Small, James Small is like our uncle, like our godfather. And so I listened to him and learned a lot of things from him. So we found out about this thing called a Great Migration. So the Great Migration was saying that I won't say it's a theory because, you know, theory is just like anything else. Everybody got one. But it makes sense when you think about it in the African perspective, is that life started, they say, at the foothills of the Mountain of the Moon, who was in Rwanda, Uganda area, followed the Nile up, established a great empires of Kemet, went up on and further to Saudi Arabia. Then, because of wars and famine, started coming back down and populate the rest of the continent. So it's like traces of people and their movements all over the continent. It seems like it makes sense to me. And even with the DNA saying that, because when I saw that, my people came from like northern Cameroon. Then I found out what they were like. I forgot the particular word for it, was a type of nomadic group, but they came from Chadic people. I started looking at what the Chadic people were and where did they migrated from. I was like, okay, so it's like they leave. When we left here, everybody leaves. Some people stayed. People moved to or migrated to another point. Some people moved from there. Some people stayed, and just traces of people all over, like leaving your genetic DNA trail around the continent.
Yeah, well said.
Look,
but you know, that's interesting to know, and other companies may give a haplogroup, but They just give the haplogroup. What we give the haplogroup is in addition to telling you the people and the place. And that's our main point of difference, because, you know, like I always say, we're in the business of being Black.
Yes.
That is the business we're in. And so we are obligated ancestrally to give Black people something that they need and can use. You can't just use a haplogroup is really meaningless. It provides context, but it doesn't provide specificity. And countries and tribes or ethnic groups definitely do.
Yes.
T. Roy said, I imagine a dude look exactly like me kicking it on Bioko Island like thousands of years ago, telling stories surrounded by smiling people.
That's a great image. That's a great image. Wow.
Man, what?
Yes. So tell us, Dr. Paige, how it feels to be able to reveal this to so many people, because I've watched the different interviews. I really enjoyed the sister circle thing that you did. That was so off the chain.
She said that to me. Was like, baby, watch this. I'm like, okay, the sister circle. I didn't think we were supposed to watch this, but it was nice.
It was
beautiful.
I was smiling. I cried a little bit. I was in the car and I watched that interview that you did, and you made them sisters. That was the right name for their series off the top, Sister Circle. And them some real sisters on that panel that sat there with you. And when you turned and told them who they were, they made jokes about it. Some of them cried. Everybody was happy. It was just like, you can't get any better than this. This is like pure African love, and the energy was just off the chain. I really appreciate. So how does it feel to be able to do this for so many people?
Well, you know, it doesn't, for the most part, and the entrepreneurs watching can attest to this. I really feel like on a day-to-day basis, I'm just in the weeds. It's hard I have to force myself to step back and recognize the bigger picture, because our company is growing. You know, we're constantly looking for how we can spend our dollars in the Black community, and constantly looking to see how we can add more value to what we do. But doing reveals is the most fun part of my job. I've said that. I'm consistent with that. That is the most fun part of my job. And it's interesting because when I'm in that environment, it's almost like I'm not there. Like I usually always cry. Even if I say I'm not gonna cry this time, you know, I got it together. At least my voice is gonna quiver. Like sometimes I can catch it and be like, okay, no crying. But for the most part, I really am. And this has sounded kind of cheesy to me when I've heard people say it, like in church, and, you know, being a vessel. And that never resonated with me, but now I get it. I literally am the vessel. And then I kind of have to stand aside and just go with what comes. And so those feelings that appear or that arise that make me cry, I know it's not me. See, I'm tearing up now. I know it's not me. I don't know. I know it has to be the ancestors, and they're just using me. So
yes,
it's a lot of fun, and it's a challenge. You know, the crying thing is a challenge. We would have a running joke in the office, like, is she gonna cry this time? How long is it gonna take her? And you would think, you know, I mean, I do it all the time. So what's the big deal? But it's not me. So maybe, you know, maybe it's the ancestors crying.
Yeah, it's your memory brain waking up, because I mean, it seems like when I found out exactly I felt one way when I found out from my mother's side, from my maternal side, and I was like, oh, and it answered a lot of questions, because I immediately dived into the people, because we came back 98% Cameroonian from northern Cameroon, the Katoka people, the what was it, Katoka and Tikar, and there was another one. Massa
and the Fulani.
And the Massa people.
Massa.
Mafa, and Kotoko. That's it. Masa, Mafa, and Kotoko people. So I jumped into them and I started slicking because all my people like, we got Indians in our family, and the grandmama was an Indian. I'm like, no. So when I started looking at the culture of the people, I mean, I could see where they would see an influence from Cameroon, where they would say like, okay, this is like Indian tradition or something like that. But when it came back 98.9%, I was like, I never thought that because I remember you were telling me prepare yourself for that 35% if you do like your father's side. So I'm like, oh, I got to get myself together for this. I got to be right. So look what we did, Doc. Now check out this. This is how we did ourselves. We got our results back. We threw a reveal party. So you always got these close friends that's gonna mess with you, right? So we had our girlfriend came up that was like, you're gonna be 50% European power. You know this, right? She just, I'm like, go, but in your mind, you're like,
you're already scared.
God.
So it's like, don't do me like that.
So we had everybody was sitting there, we had refreshment served and everything. So when I picked up my envelope to open my envelope, I was shaking. I was like, oh my goodness. And I opened it up and I read the results. I just ran around the inside of the whole venue. I couldn't hold it no more. I couldn't hold it anymore. It was over with. I felt so good. It was so liberating. It was like a brand new chapter opened up.
It's like a brand new me. It's like a brand new you. And when I did the same thing, I opened mine up. It was like tears came. I cried, laughed all at the same time. It was like over the top emotional because I came back. The Bubi people from Bioko Island and the Hausa and Fulani people of Cameroon, 100%. And I was like on my maternal side, on my mother's side. And that was just liberating for me to have the exact location. And then when I read about I want you, matter of fact, I've read some, but I want you to tell me about these people because you always be on point about the people when people get their results. So can you tell us anything about our background?
Well, let me see. So, one of the things that I know about, well, first of all, let me clarify for people who are watching. So we gave you the score, how confident we are in the match. So we were 98.9% confident in Power's match. We were 100% confident in your match, which means we found people whose DNA was identical to yours. Power, we found people for whom 98.9% of their DNA was the same as yours. And so, in every class I've ever taken, a 98.9 is, I'll take that all day.
Anytime.
But in terms of the, so I have seen the Masa people in the northern part of Cameroon, and they look like the Maasai people. They're lean, they're tall, they're very dark, and they are there as a result of a movement, a migration from the east, as you said earlier,
into
the northern part of Cameroon. In terms of the Tikar, I know that the Tikar are the artists and the artisans of the community in Cameroon. The Hausa and the Fulani, those are very large groups that have spilled over from Nigeria. So you know that at one point Nigeria and Cameroon were all the same region. And then as a result of the Berlin Conference, they divided everything up and the colonial powers stole our stuff. But and so, the Fulani are nomads and are found in so many different African countries. But because our database is so large, we have Fulani samples from Cameroon, which have different signatures than Fulani samples from Nigeria or Guinea or Senegal or Fulani, or Mali, places like that. The Bubi people in Bioko Island, are you guys in the online community?
I joined African Ancestry. I get the emails all the time. Is that it?
No. So I want to encourage you. We have an exclusive online community here on on Facebook. We have an online community. And in there, it's just people who've taken the test. in there, you can share resources with other people. And so there's one guy, Katio, Katio Basau is his name on Facebook. His American name was Randy White. We traced Randy to Guinea-Bissau, and then he actually ended up moving there from Chicago and relocating. So there are people in there, of course, Guinea-Bissau is not your result, but there are people in there who may have traveled to the places that you're from, who may have researched the people, and then can benefit from your research as well. One of the things we know about the people on Bioko Island is that they're actually closer to Cameroon than they are to Equatorial Guinea, which is their official country. And so that's why we see a lot of shared genetic signatures among people, the Bubi people and populations in Cameroon, because of that proximity. You almost would think that they would be part of Cameroon. But so much of their culture has remained intact because they are an island. And so they didn't have a lot of migration and you know, waves of people coming in and going out. There's a really good documentary. It's old, but you can find it by the BBC called Motherland, A Genetic Journey. And in that video, they tested some Black Brits and with our test. And then they took one of the women back to where she came from, and it was Bioko Island. So you can watch that and you'll see the culture, you'll see the people. They did more DNA testing once they got there, and they actually found someone with her signature.
Oh man, that would blow my mind.
Yeah, I would definitely suggest that you watch that. But it's such a beautiful place. You know, ecotourism is the thing on Bioko Island, and Equatorial Guinea is a quite you know, it's one of the more economically stable countries. So you can have a really good experience there on Bioko Island.
Boy, well, let's go, baby.
I'm ready to go. You ain't told me, you ain't said nothing but a word. Oh my goodness. So could you tell us what's the difference between the male chromosome, the X and Y chromosome, and the female being able to take the test, or the male being able to take the test, so we can be more versed on that?
Sure. So when we determine maternal ancestry, we use DNA that does not change. We use DNA that is inherited unchanged from the mother. And that's called mitochondrial DNA or mtDNA. So do you all have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Future does.
Okay. So you and your brothers and sisters have the same mitochondrial DNA. You inherited that from your mother. Okay. Well, she and her brothers and sisters got it from your grandmother, and it didn't change. And your grandmother got it from her mother, and she got it from her mother and her mother. So we can go back thousands of years and look at mitochondrial DNA, and it will be the same as yours.
Let's go.
So mitochondrial DNA gives scientists an informative record of our maternal line. When two people come together, right, a man and a woman, and they have a child, the child is a mixture of all the parents' DNA, but that mitochondrial DNA does not mix. And so that's why when we want to know about strictly mother to mother to mother, we can use that DNA. Now, when we want to know about paternal ancestry, we need DNA that is inherited from the father that doesn't mix. And that's the Y chromosome. Men inherit their Y chromosome from their fathers with no mixing. And it's like the last name in many cultures. Men receive it from their fathers and it doesn't change. So you, Power, have the same Y chromosome as your father and his father and his father and his father all the way back. Doesn't matter who anybody else on the family tree is.
Right.
You have some of their DNA, but it all mixed together. Your Y chromosome did not. And if you have a son, he gets your same Y chromosome. But women, we don't have Y chromosomes because Y chromosomes are what determine maleness.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we can't find our paternal ancestry using our DNA.
Right.
We have to get a man in the family to take that test for us.
So let me ask you a question, doctor. So my uncle, my father's brother, my father's older brother, my Uncle Charles, he took the test. So his results stand true for me, my father, my other uncles, their other brothers, and all their sons. So we came back on my father's side 100% Yoruba from Nigeria.
So that means there are men walking around Nigeria today who are Yoruba who have the same Y chromosome as you. Now, I can't tell you their names because when we collected this data over 30 years ago, it was collected anonymously.
Right.
But had we had email addresses and all of that, then I would be able to
do
connect you to that person.
But see, y'all look, real people say you have done enough. I can do that little part right there. I can't go do that.
So yeah, and it's not just for the men. If you have sisters, if you have aunts, if your uncles have daughters, it's the same for all of us. It's just that we can't provide the DNA, but we still share the ancestry.
Okay, got you. Man, that's also my cousin. She's Yoruba too. I got to call her, let her know. She should already know. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I was trying to find, it was okay, somebody wanted to know, so should they buy that was Synovia wanted to know, should she buy 2 kits, or how would you talk about to talk to them about by purchasing the maternal or the paternal kits?
That's a great question, and it's a reminder, thank you, of something that I forgot to add. So you all alluded to it though. When you look at mitochondrial DNA, 92% of the time, and this is based on all Black people taking our test, the result comes back African. So out of 10 people who take the maternal test, 9 will be African and 1 will have a non-African result. It may be European, it may be indigenous, it may be Asian, whatever. So if you're invested in finding out where you're from in Africa versus just finding out where your maternal line is from, you see the difference, right? One is just tell me where my mother's people are from. The other is I want to know where in Africa I'm from. You have the best chance of getting an African result if you take a maternal test. Because white women weren't having brown babies historically. White men were. And so when we look at the Y chromosome, which goes father to father to father, 3 out of 10, or 4, I'm going to say 4 out of 10 Black men that take that paternal test are going to get a European result. That's history.
Right.
The Spanish, the Portuguese, the Germans, the Brits, the French, the Dutch, all of them, those white men were having babies, were fathering children with enslaved African women. And so even though you're Black, even though your father's Black, even though every man in the family may be the color of a beautiful Senegalese person, 400 years ago, if a French man fathered your ancestor, then your paternal lineage is going to be European. So you have a much less likely chance of having African ancestry on the paternal line. That's just the basis. So what I recommend, because I'm the one who has to hear it when the results aren't African. When the results come back African, we are a fraud. we stole their money, we mixed their test results up.
Terrible.
You know, there are all these reasons, every reason except for history.
Right.
So what I recommend is that if you want to know something from both sides of the family, you start with you taking a maternal test, get your mother's mother, and have someone have your have your father or one of his siblings take a matriclan test, and you get his mother's mother. So now you have the ancestries of both maternal lines.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because it's much more likely that your father's mother's line is going to be African than your father's line.
Okay.
And I want you to be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Because I was like,
now,
I put it in my
you're
mind.
not worried about that and you just want the answer, then you can have your brother do if you're a woman, you have your brother do the patriclan test and get that line, and you're rolling the dice. But
Dr. Paige, I didn't care about the test because I'm from Jamaica and that's African to me. But having children and having people saying where their ancestors are from, I was like, I need that test.
Yes, great. And we hear that all the time because in other countries, I think there's a strong sense of nationality. And a positive association with nationality. I know you sound like you're from the South, but certainly anybody who has spent any time in New York, and forget about if you've been in Brooklyn, they're all from Trinidad, they're from the DR, they're from Haiti, they're from Jamaica, and that's where their pride is.
Right.
But what they fail to realize is we were just dropped off there before we got here.
Right.
So their ancestry is not rooted in Jamaica. It's rooted in Africa. And they have an African ancestry too. So I'm so glad that she is now open to exploring more of her identity beyond Jamaica.
Prince Oyoko says, so sad seeing people go through this. Just live in the extended family system and be free forever. Nuclear family can never and ever help the Black race. I want to comment on this because I know Oyoko is saying something that he feels is very strong about, that we're all one people, and that's true. But being that we went through the transatlantic slave trade, a lot of things were stripped and snatched and taken away from us, and we lived without for many, many hundreds of years as African people trying to make our way in a foreign land away from the continent. So once we became woke, we want to know everything about everything there is to fill all the voids and to make us complete again, because being without your language, without your heritage, your culture, your identity, your self-worth, your self-esteem, so many other things that we have lived without for hundreds of years, to finally to be able to answer a lot of those questions and fill a lot of those voids and have pieces to the puzzles, and to be able to dot some I's and cross some T's has seemed like it took forever, but now we're able to do so, and that's why it's so important to us. We know we African. We know the continent was split up through the Berlin Conference, but people that's continental Africans, they still know some background of where exactly their people walked in the footsteps of. They know their heritage, culture, all the way back the many, many generations. And we want to know that. We want to know everything there is to know. And I feel like African Ancestry has given us that boost off, that takeoff, like the airplane does when it leaves the ground and it soars into the sky, going into the clouds and going up to 60,000 feet into the air. I feel like African Ancestry has did that for us. Once we get up there and we're able to settle in the clouds, then we can start to relax as Africans, be more of ourselves, and be completed by this process.
That was so beautifully said. And one of the things I want to add is an unanticipated consequence of my personal African ancestry experience has been the ability to educate our brothers and sisters on the continent. Because just like we learn negative stereotypes, if we learn anything about Africa, its people, its land, they too learn negative stereotypes if they learn anything about us as Black people. The whole point of the slave trade, in order for that billion-dollar industry in today's dollars to thrive and last for so long, they had to disconnect us. And in doing that, people on the continent don't learn about the African American experience. They don't learn about history.
Right, true.
And they don't understand that our experience in the United States is similar, but not quite like the experience of colonialism in African countries. But the difference is they didn't have to leave.
Right.
They got to stay there. They got to stay there with their family members, to your point. So that has been another element of responsibility that we feel is we're helping to educate communities on both sides of the ocean to help bring us closer together. And I agree with him. We are human, and we should go inward and be part of our nuclear families. But as a direct result of the system of white supremacy in the United States of America, everybody doesn't know their great-grandmother.
Right.
Everybody doesn't know their great-grandfather's name or their great-great-grandfather's. We don't even have our original names. And so some understanding has to be given to the impact of that disconnection. And then, this work is making people want to come home.
Yes.
This work is making people flock to different countries. And so there's a lot of power in this work that helps to bring us together and expand our extended families in a very meaningful way.
Yes, and I want to say, Balanta Queen, she said because of this test, she was able to find out 43 of her African ancestors from her getting her test done through African Ancestry. So it's changing. It's really changing things for the best. Babe, what were you about to say?
It just ran out of my head. It's going to come back. Keep
going.
Okay.
T. Roy is planning on, he has his results. He's planning on opening his results in the dungeon. We plan to be right there with him when he visits Africa for the very first time. He's going to Ghana. So it won't be long. He's had his results for some time now. And he's a trooper. I told him he's a soldier. He holding them results that long.
He holding them too.
That's a long time. I've done a reveal for someone who had his results for 2 years, and I'll never understand that. But I was gonna say I'm reminded of doing a reveal at the Door of Return at Cape Coast, and that was an experience that I'll never forget. Being on the other side of the door of no return and giving people this information, that was overwhelming.
Ooh,
yes.
I know exactly where you walking through, having to bend down to go through the little corridor to get outside and out and coming back in Cape Coast.
You said Cape Coast.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm thinking about Elmina.
Yeah, you thinking about Elmina.
Yeah, and that's amazing. But it came back to me what I was going to ask. What really was more like a statement, because it seems like African Ancestry has become the glue to people being able to go to different countries once they've had the test done and obtain their citizenship. Basically, it seems like seamlessly. I know it's a few things that we all don't know out in the virtual world or whatever, but it seems like it's that glue that's being able to give you some kind of legitimizing you to go to the country and actually be able to ask and have documentation to ask for citizenship on the count that I am a returning person from the diaspora wanting to come back home.
Well, now that is not a widespread outcome, so I don't want to. I don't
Oh,
want to
okay. So it's
mislead
select.
people.
Yeah, select. It's
Okay.
That
like
is
a
not a widespread outcome. There have been people on an individual basis who have
Right.
been given citizenship based on having taken our test, and on an individual basis, that has tended to be because of relationships or notoriety.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
connection.
Isaiah Washington, he got citizenship to Sierra Leone, but he
Right.
also built a hospital there.
Right.
So, but what I do know is that Sierra Leone recently in 2019, they did give a group of people who had taken our test citizenship. So in the country of Sierra Leone, that movement has picked up steam and has been very rewarding for, I don't know, probably about 12 or 15 people now.
Right.
And we have been working with them because we have African Ancestry family reunions that will resume when the world opens up. And we'll be going to Sierra Leone. We'll be going to Burkina Faso. We'll be going
Oh
to
yeah.
Ghana and Senegal and other places. And so we're working in setting up those experiences. We're working to see how we can make that happen for the African Ancestry family.
And you know what? That's gonna be very much key. And really, if it's not, like I said, I said it was the glue, but since it's not yet the glue, it's on the way to being the glue, because I can
Yeah.
see that really legitimizing the process for countries. Because if you know, you're going through, when you're trying to go through, say, immigration and naturalization process in other countries, you have to go through certain steps. So it just seems to me, if you can see exactly where my DNA is from, that should help me skip a few little steps, you know, make the process just a little bit easier. I can get to the point of paying my fees a little bit quicker. But I see a bright future for what y'all doing, doctor. That's serious.
Yes.
Thank you. And I think what that does too, if anything, even if just on a basic level, what that does is it shows an interest and a commitment to the country, right?
Right.
If
Yeah.
you went through enough to learn, to find out where you're from, and now you want to come and contribute, I could see that giving you some points
Right.
on the process and making that happen. But the other thing I want to make sure that people are very clear about, when people want to get citizenship in the United States, they have to study, they have to take tests, they have to make a real commitment, they have to become taxpayers. You don't just get citizenship just
Right.
to be able to say, I have this passport. We should not be so selfish as to take that approach. I think that we are the children of Africa. We are the ones who were taken away. And so we need to go back and give back. And so if you want to be a citizen, then you need to act like a citizen. What can you offer the country? How can you engage in helping the people, your people in that country, have better lives? That's the way we should be looking at it, rather than just getting a passport. Be ready to study. Be ready to take a test. Don't think you should be handed something
Exactly.
just because.
Exactly.
Yeah, we push that very much here at
All the
Living My
time.
Best Life in Ghana. We tell our people that you have to go home and integrate. Go home and integrate into the fabric of Africa, you know, and start business and build empires and connect with family
Fully
on the
immerse yourself.
continent. Yes, fully immerse yourself in the culture, learn the language, you know, and kill all the negative, evil, and stereotypes along the way about African people unifying and getting along and all of that. Just by us showing up in the presence in Africa is going to be a statement by itself, by so many of us deciding to go home, because we've been living in Ghana for over 13 years now. And it's like nobody, you know, we didn't have access to a lot of the things that have changed for the better, and YouTubers and all of these different access points that people have right now to be influenced and to be able to do research on their own and decide exactly where they want to be. So we know that this technology, not technology, this scientific work that you have done is really like one of the main things that we really needed as like we're doing this fundraiser for these water machines that is essential for life. We need certain things that are essential to making our lives complete, where we can live, live as African people amongst ourselves and really know the connection that we have. Prince Kwesi said, LMBLIG family, I'm hoping to receive my African ancestry results while I'm here in Ghana any day now. Are you all emailing results as well as sending in packages? Because that package, let me say something, that package, the packaging, oh,
we're framing the package.
We're framing all of that. The envelope, the whole thing, their package was immaculate, I have to say.
Wow.
Yes.
And I know that those people that get their email results, Dr. GINA Paige, you have to bless them with that package as well. You have to.
Well, COVID is real. So we stopped offering hard copy results for anybody who ordered a kit after May 25th. Anybody from May 25th on gets the digital copy, but it's the exact same things. It's the same certificate cover. It's the same certificate. It's the same brochure. It's just coming in a digital format. And so we had to pivot. We had to do that because doing that hard copy results is very labor intensive. And it was taking time and frustrating people in terms of delivery and all of that. But one of the things that we are hoping to reinstate once we can figure out how to do it effectively is the ability for you to at the very least get a certificate, which comes in the beautiful cover, and then you can order that. That would be a lot easier to manage. But yeah, see, you guys had the benefit when
fortunate
we
now.
Oh yeah.
17 years. If you waited 17 and a half years, then you short. You have to move with the times, and the times require and necessitate digital delivery.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I feel very fortunate. I'm really gonna give me a nice gold-plated frame to put it in.
Very
some lights on it.
expensive. Yep.
Get it
Put a
looking real
spotlight on it.
nice.
Oh my goodness, Dr. Paige. Oh, I feel for him because just the tangibility of opening that package up, like you won. You know what I'm saying? It was like, you're
rubbing
winner.
it in now. I don't think we should talk about them anymore. I think you're gonna make people sad.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna pass.
Let's see. The only thing I can equate that to, this is the last thing I'm gonna say about this package. I promise. The only thing I could equal out to me opening that package was when I got my Freddy Figures phone. If you don't know, do you know who Freddy Figures is, Dr. Paige?
I do not know about Freddy Figures.
Oh, you got to look up Dr. I'm gonna say Dr. Freddy Figures. Freddy Figures is a young black guy in Miami, Florida that came up with his own phone service, internet, his own phones, earbuds, and everything. And my wife got me the whole F3 Bud package, and I fell out. I went nuts. It's the most. I'm not a tech person.
Is he still in business?
Yes.
I got this for his birthday last year.
He's in Miami.
In Miami, if you look up Figures, Figgers Wireless, Figures Wireless, you can get them.
Okay, we'll have to promote him because we are definitely in the business of being Black, as I keep saying, and I think it's very important as Black business owners that we support other Black business owners. So I have to look him up.
Yes, check him out.
Sure.
Check him out.
Yeah, we push him too. Jatan said, I always felt a spiritual connection to Africa, knowing that for sure with documentation offers a definitive, indisputable fact of my ancestry. It also adds identity that was stolen and beat out of our people.
That's right.
It's the truth. Oh, and speaking of identity, we had an identity summit in September. We kicked off a new campaign called Remember Who You Are. And one of the first components of that campaign was the Remember Who You Are Identity Summit. And it was amazing. We had 12 hours of different experts talking about identity through different lenses, through the lens of psychology, through the lens of business, through the lens of history. Rest in peace to Nana, Dr. Patricia Newton. She did a session on post-traumatic slavery disorder. And she's no longer with us. She passed a couple of weeks after that. But that summit is still available. So for those of your followers who are really interested in exploring identity with some of the greatest Black minds that we have, I encourage you to check out the Identity Summit. You can get the replay. We're not calling it a master class. We're calling it a genius class. So you can get the genius class replay of that on our site.
Cool. I'm on that. I am on that.
This is said because of the reason behind our separation, how we were brought up and how we live in life. This is so hard to go through. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but to have this type of science to help us, I mean, this is groundbreaking, and we've taken it and run with it. We have. I'm gonna find out who got my DNA on Bioko Allen, okay? Because we going there.
T-Roy, I'll meet y'all in Nigeria. I'll be in Nigeria hanging out looking for my DNA match.
You know, and we are going through hard times, and it is very difficult. But the one thing that every person with brown skin needs to remember is that we've gone through, the people who came before us went through much worse.
Yes.
The worst experience that we can have right now is exponentially better than surviving in the belly of a slave ship. And someone did that so that we can have the experience we're having now. So we can turn it around because we come from something much deeper, much richer, much more substantial than what we see around us. And it takes knowing who you are, whether you know your tribe and ethnic group or not. You have the capacity to learn about all the people who came before us as a collective and draw strength from that knowledge. Because when you learn what we've done, what we're going through now is much easier to endure. Not to take away the difficulty, but it's easier to endure. So I actually have to go, but I wanted to tell you that I have had the most fun hour and some minutes with the two of you. I was trying to look at the clock without my glasses. I just so appreciate your enthusiasm and your attention to detail and all that you know and have learned about what we do. And most importantly, that you're sharing your experience, because that's what this whole thing is about. We got to share with each other what we learn and who we learn it from, so that other people don't make the same mistakes. And so I told you when we started, it's gray and rainy here in DC, but the sun is shining in my home right now, and it's thanks to the both of you. So thank you so very much.
You're so welcome. Let me ask you one more question. Now, we endorse African Ancestry all day, every day, and I want to make sure we extend to you, if there is any way that you need representative people that have kits that can sell on the continent or sell on hand, we are willing to do so. We would like to actually be people to actually have the kits to sell to people, whereas because we know a lot of people on the continent that, like Brother Kwesi said, he would like to get his other side, his maternal side done. Do he have to come to the United States back to do that? Or, we just have people, but we would love to be representatives to actually, just like people that sell Mary Kay, we could sell African Ancestry kits, to get more people to understand the importance, set up a booth at different festivals and all of that kind of stuff. I don't know if that's on the table soon, but if it is, you can consider it done when it comes to living my best life in Ghana.
You're at the top of the list when we get to that point, for sure.
Good.
I said it here. You have it memorialized forever on video.
That's what's up. Well, I want to say thank you so much. If we can have you back in the near future, we would love to get more extensive and to have a day where we encourage so many people to just purchase that test while we're here online. We would love to do that as well because we know the importance of this science and it has to be spreaded throughout the African community globally so our people can understand we do have we have tricks and we have tools that we should be using to liberate ourselves. And this is one of those ways. And we appreciate you. Thank you for your diligence. Thank Dr. Kittles for us.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much, your staff, everybody that's making this possible. Keep up the great work and congratulations on your business and much more success.
Yes, Doctor.
Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. You all take good care.
All
you
right,
too.
Peace.
Okay.
Peace, Doctor. All right, family. We have done it once again. And we have.
I feel even more African now.
I feel so great. I just feel so amazed, so amazing. This was beautiful. Go ahead and get your test. Black owned and will not sell your DNA. AfricanAncestry.com. This was amazing to see so much similarity between Ghanaians and Jamaicans. I'm Ghanaian test or no test. That's right, Jacqueline. Dr. Gina, please go to the Caribbean and talk to them too. I know when I get my DNA, my family will say we are that too. All right. Congratulations, everybody. Facts.
Peanut, I see you in that thing, Peanut, what's up, bro?
Peanut,
Angelina, Bob, I see you in that man saying that thing, bro. What's up? Why,
Jaton said, Corey B, can you ask some of your fams to help with the cost? I asked people on my mom's side to help with the cost. Don't forget to have a female on your mom's side to take the test. You can take it for your pop side. Actually, she said the male person can take it for the male side and the female side. That's the purpose. That's the graciousness of the X and Y chromosome. Teach Jalon the Barber is here.
Brother, what's up, man?
Please provide any information you have on the Wando people of Cameroon. Identity Summit. I told LMBLIG about it all week. Yes, I was able to tune in, I think, one day, but I missed the rest. I agree, pal. Figures phone packaging is on a whole nother level. I was floored when I received my phone a few years ago.
Oh, Drew, you got to go back. I did a unboxing. That joint caught me off guard. I'm not going to lie. I'm not really quick to surprise like that, but that Figures phone packaging, like, I'm dead serious. The only thing that was next to Figures phone was
the African Ancestry
packaging, man. It was off the chain.
Yes, I was really looking forward to the package, but I have my certificate printed and will put it on the puzzle.
Oh, that's too fine.
Coming soon. That's what's up. Yeah, that's fine. I took my first one in 2018, so I got the package on my first one. Good. Dr. Gina, I'm in Germany and will know if I have my DNA test and all distance relatives shown to me. Yes, if you get it done, you will have the X and Y chromosome is in the men, so you can do both tests, okay? You have the power to do both tests. I keep it right next to my birth certificate.
You know what, Globe Greenwood? That's an excellent idea. My grandmama used to do that. My grandmama actually had her birth certificate in a little, like, picture frame, like a little picture frame. I never thought about that. That's a very important document for not for business, but I'm saying, but something that should be framed so it can be kept and
everybody
preserved.
Should see it.
That's we need African world. Let's start doing that.
Yes,
frame your thing, put it in your personal room, like in your bedroom or something. And when you get your ancestry results, bam! Oh, Global Green Book girl, give me some. Just put something in my head right there.
The entrepreneur said, "My brother refused to take the test. That's how shook they have us here. I told him that his results won't be sold." Yeah, that package is on point, and I have framed it. Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't mean no harm. I don't need no citizenship in Africa, at least not right now. I'm going to live, give, and integrate their citizens or not. That's right. Got to. I don't agree. African Americans should take a test when coming back to motherland. This is not about migrating, rather is about coming home. Yeah, it ain't about no migration, but we have a lot of unanswered questions because of us being snatched and stolen from the continent. So y'all have to, we have to see it. You just have to see it how we see it.
I want them
we
details.
want the details like you have. Waiting on my results right now, Day Dilla. Day Dilla said he wait. Okay, mine took 8 weeks and got results through the email.
When them folks told me that we were 100% Yoruba from Nigeria, I was in Ghana when I talked to my uncle. And when I tell you I ran through the crib, I was jumping and flipping over the couches like I was a kid. Jaja and Zola was looking like, granddad,
what's going on?
What's going on? I told them they felt proud.
Yeah. It normally takes up to 8 weeks to get your results, Corey B. Yes. And I'm just trying to hit some answers that I know for everybody. Damn, family reunion's gonna bust the doors open, man. What? Yes, yes, yes. It can bring some great joy to our family in foreign land. DNA. Yes, it can. My results are expected to arrive this week, Audrey.
Man, I'm so proud of y'all. Y'all, I'm telling you, that's a
beautiful
wonderful
people.
Feeling. It's a wonderful feeling.
It is.
And you know, some people I always have said the thing about it, they come back with a European hit. It don't mean you European. That just means you know who the culprit was.
I only know Sierra Leone. That's true. Because it wasn't like we was willing when it was taken. It was really we had predators amongst us.
So you can in your own being, in your own way, you know who they are. You just walk up to them. You know how you put your finger on their head and be like, yeah, I see you. Now I know exactly who you is.
It was a different vibration walking through the door of no return. The door of return. I'm so humble I was able to do it. That is absolutely wonderful. Yes. I grew up in Caicos, and so I know the history of slavery. But what happened beyond that, most Africans don't know. Yep. Well, we got to talk about that.
Yeah, that's conversation that we, all of us as a group, when we get there, we sit down and
Africa, yeah, we're gonna do
be
that.
Like, you know, when I say y'all, I'm talking about my native brothers and sisters. Y'all be like, God damn, we had no idea. That's what happened to y'all, and it answers so many questions.
Y'all be sure to be a part of this groundbreaking journey, bringing fresh water to the continent. Do you know how far some of our African brothers and sisters have to travel for fresh water? Go ahead and donate to our OTA Water Fund, Cash App, OTA Water, okay? So everybody, just wanted to go over some things. I knew she wasn't going to be able to answer everybody's question, but I'm glad that she was able to come on. People who refuse to get DNA tests are real ancestors. That's what we believe. How can a person has to go through what he don't want to know who he or she is? The real deal is within you. That's true, but we still have to have answers. Till you have walked in our shoes, don't knock our strides, all right? Still waiting on results because they said I was a special case. Malika Gadsden. All right, acquired by Nubian, long time, no see. We not gonna, you can't hurt us. We know our story. Okay, we know that we have some answers that got to be answered for us because we've gone through, we have our own identical story as Africans stolen from the continent.
It's just like a war that we went through. And in order for you to heal from it, you got to remember it. You got to purge yourself from it. So it's part of our purge process. So when we come home, we can feel totally at home. At one, we can come. When I say come home, I mean whether it's to live or visit. Because those that come to the country that want to live and repatriate home, they're gonna do so. They're gonna go through all the proper channels. All we want to do is better come home and sit down and better be neighbors with our brothers and sisters on the continent. Learn that language and kick it off and set the future up for everybody.
Corey B said everything's coming full circle for me. First I found my birth parents. Now I'm gonna find out where we come from. This is beautiful. Go on, Corey B. Dream come true.
So you see, Prince?
Yeah,
this is examples of the progress that we got to go to. The process, not the progress, the process that we have to go through. Because we have a lot of different variations on our stories over here in these United States.
Yes, we do. Balanta Queen said, are you your own boss? Let LMBLIG showcase your products. Are you in the process of moving to Africa? Tell LMBLIG your story. If you made it home safely home, tell us your journey. Hit me up above and beyond CSR@gmail.com. All right. Hit me up, Future, when you want to go on live with me. Will do, my sister. Will do. Thank everybody for joining us today. It's been a beautiful day. Once again, a beautiful interview. And we are learning more and more of our story, each other's history, our story. And we are filling in the pieces to the puzzle and understanding more and more what makes us who we are and where we come from. It's our God-given right to know our birthright, to know everything about us as African, know the steps that in the footsteps that our ancestors took, and we want to go back directly to that place of that same walk. We appreciate everybody. Much love to you, Power.
God love you. God love me. Bye.
Peace, everybody.